crafted lures and live bait. And we also carry a great selection of firearms and ammunition. And once again, if we don't have it, we'll get it for you with the lowest prices guaranteed. We're open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 8 p.m., Saturday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. So come see us at 746 Arnoldesburg Road in Spencer. It's a convenience store with a whole lot more.
Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome live in studio. This is Drew, and we are ready to go with our newest episode of the Homegrown Show. And I say newest, it might as well be a new show at this point because it has been an entire year almost since we had our last episode. A few things happening in between there. A little bit of sports and a lot of work. But we're back. We're back for the summertime. We're looking forward to doing a few more shows this summer. And if you're unfamiliar with what the Homegrown Show is, the Homegrown Show is homegrown music. And what that means is music from local musicians, local artists, or local musicians or artists, or people who have ties to the local area. And we have a special guest in studio today. We're going to be playing some music by some others that we have on tap. But I'm very happy to be joined, and I say I'm happy to be joined. Let me just say this. Let me temper my excitement because my guest in studio is not feeling the greatest verbally. And I think when you're trying to play music and sing, one of the things you need to have is a voice. And unfortunately, Eric Barker, who's in studio, has less of a voice than he would prefer. But I'm very happy, Eric, that you're here. We're going to make do with it no matter what. We're not going to get you to play any live music, and that's okay, because we've got all sorts of time to do this again at some point. But we do have a few songs of yours that we're going to play. Number one, thanks for joining us.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Hey, listen, looking forward to talking with you a little bit. Before we play any music, I want to get into this. I was talking with my buddy Caleb, who's actually with us here in studio today. And feel free to jump in if ever you feel like it. I know Caleb is not short of words. We grew up with you, Eric. You were a year behind us. Yeah. And we were talking about, growing up with you. I knew you through sports, number one, and then school. And I don't ever remember discussing music with you ever in my life. I don't know if you were interested in music at a young age, but I'd like to know. I want to go, listen, I'm taking it all the way back to your youth.
Back to the 1900s.
Back when puppies were the oldest animals. I want to know, were you interested in music as a child, number one? Number two, did you have any musical inclination when you were young?
I was a music lover, I guess. That was my biggest thing. That, you get this CD, and they send you a CD every month. Some kind of subscription. I forget the name. Columbia House. Yeah, I had that, and whatever, man. I would lay in my room and listen to CDs and listen to music a lot, and going on trips with the family, listening to music and playing a game of who could guess the song the fastest, things like that. But yeah, I didn't play music when we were in school together. That's true. Yeah.
So you grow up as a music appreciator, a music lover, no matter what. And we were lucky, by the way, to have Columbia House, because nowadays you can get at the click of a button. Back then you had to wait for a little bit.
The anticipation. Yeah.
You had to wait a bit.
Yeah. I remember, of course, you playing guitar and you and Adam performing talent show and things like that. And, going to sporting events, riding on a bus with you. I remember talking to you about different music things. Yeah. I remember the song by Beck that you used to love and play.
I'm a loser.
Yeah.
For not remembering.
Well, you're not a loser.
And I was saying it back then. It came to
It's the name of the song.
It came to fruition in my 20s for a while. Let's just say that. But, okay, so when you grew up, you just appreciated music. You really enjoyed music. But did you ever foresee you being a musician?
Yeah, I mean, it was a dream, I think one of the first, songs that I remember was Play Guitar by John Cougar. And that was something that, my mom and dad played for me, But I had had dreams of playing music. It's
Really?
very strange, because that's all we did was, sports and stuff. So
We were very busy with
Yeah.
sports. Very interesting. I still remember one of the weirdest memories I have of Eric growing up is we were in midget league football. And I remember being on the old Spencer High School field when you injured your knee worse than just about anybody I remember. And I remember being so scared because I'd never seen any of my friends down on the field before. And that was a bad injury, it turned out to be.
yeah.
Yeah. Not to bring up
torn-
old
yeah.
terrible stuff, sorry.
Hey, torn ACL.
Ugh.
Yeah.
As a kid.
10 years old.
Jeez whiz.
Strange, yeah.
Well, enough Debbie Downer stuff.
But hey, we won the championship that year.
We did. We won it for you. How about that?
right.
That's what we did. So you are knee-deep in this journey of music, and we're going to talk about the highs and the lows, the ups, the downs, the crazy whirlwind tour that has led you back to Spencer, West Virginia from where you were in Asheville. We'll talk about all that here in a second, but I want to get right into the music with you because this is something you're extremely excited about. You have written a song, and you have released it on Spotify at least. I'll let you talk about that.
Yeah.
But this song called Mountain Moonlight is a really neat song, and I know that you wanted to play it live for us. That's okay. We'll get you back in the studio at some point. But I want you to talk about this song and where it came from.
Sure. And hey, I'm happy to play the recording. This has my good friend John Blaylock on it. He couldn't make it here today. I invited him to be here. But I'm excited to share the song, for everyone to hear it. It is something that I wrote, and it's something I worked on with my good friends. And I actually wrote the song at Gary Bender's, Coach Bender's house.
Yeah.
I was with Matt Bender at the time, and it's been a few years ago.
Sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is Matt even near us right now, or is he in the
No.
New England area? I don't know. He's far away right now. So here we go, folks. Mountain Moonlight, care of Eric Barker. All right, there it is. Tell you what, if you guys are watching, you're seeing Eric nod his head up and down. We're having a good conversation in the background of that wonderful song. And we're talking about Eric's time, well, not really Eric's time, but Caleb's time, spending some time in Asheville. We call it Ash Vegas, is what they call it?
Yeah, they do. They call it Ash.
Ash Vegas. So I'll tell you what, the Mountain Moonlight, and obviously what you did there is you harken back to West Virginia.
Yeah.
So I want to talk with you. Again, we're talking with Eric Barker. Those of you who may be on 104.7 FM and can't see this guy, let's talk about that song. Let's talk about where that song came from in your mind as far as lyrically, not so much, putting it together musically, because you and your friends are very good at that.
Yeah.
But where did the lyrics come from for you?
It was from just a good time, hanging with friends and family. And when I first started playing guitar, I took the guitar everywhere with me, and people had to put up with with listening to that.
Guy at the party. with the guitar.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Listen, I was that guy for a long time.
Me too. But yeah, just being around good friends, good family, having that, yearning to, or wanting to be back in West Virginia, missing family, just like a shout out, I guess, to, those times before I did move to North Carolina.
It's weird that I often talk to people who have moved back. Speaking of one of my friends right here, Caleb, who has moved back after nearly 20 years gone. And you just even see people talking about West Virginia. They always want to come back, if nothing else, to visit, or they end up coming back and they're like, there was nowhere else that truly felt like home. Now, let's talk about this for you. You uproot yourself from West Virginia. Mm-hmm. You end up in Asheville, North Carolina, and you're still in the mountains. You're still in what we consider to be kind of a rural area, although Asheville itself, the downtown area, is, bustling. But did you find it difficult to make that transition down there? Was it easy for you initially, and it became a part of you, obviously?
It was, I went down with a band that we started in West Liberty in college. It was called The Weathered Road. Two of my friends from college. And And yeah, we traveled down to Asheville, rented a place, stayed. They left a couple months, almost immediately. But I don't know. It's just I liked being there. I liked being around other musicians. I was a beginner, honestly, at that time. You know, I'd only been playing maybe 5 years. So I appreciated going to all the different open mics, all the different music. I hosted a jam session, and that's how I met my good friends that are on that single.
Okay.
And those are some of my first friends that I did meet was down there from hosting a jam session. And it was like in an apartment community, you know, apartment complex. You have the clubhouse in the middle. I started working there selling apartments, and they're like, hey, you need to come up with some kind of, you know, extracurricular activity, you know. You want to have a chili cook-off or whatnot. And I was like, oh, let's do a jam session. And the manager was nice enough to allow me to do that.
Well, you got to be open to new things, new ideas, new places, and it obviously something clicked with you down there, and so you got I would say you really got your music career started in Asheville. You really figured out the kind of music you enjoy, the people you enjoy being around, and I tell you what a better place to do it on the East Coast, honestly.
It was great. You know, I went down with the bluegrass band. I started playing in a reggae band.
Hey,
great, you know, just that's so random. But I was actually playing mandolin in a reggae band. It was bizarre, but it really, you know, it was odd, but it was a great thing. It was a great experience, getting on big stages, and I was just in the background.
Didn't Bob Marley have a mandolin in his?
I don't recall that.
I don't recall that.
I don't think so.
But yeah, the other guys in the band that I didn't really know, they're like, "Why are you? Hey, the mandolin's not in key with what we're doing here." I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm trying to figure it out." You know, hey, just leave me alone. I'm a beginner.
It's going to become that. It's going to become that. We got more songs by Eric coming up, and again, normally we have a musician live singing, but Eric's voice is just good enough that he can talk with us, and we've got a couple of recordings. Although you had to dig deep into your phone to get to these recordings, that's okay. That's okay. We're going to go listen to some other local musicians who have sent music to us or that we know about, and we're going to go right into country music. Listen, we are a country radio station, so every once in a while you got to go country. Now, this guy, who is, I think, originally from the Calhoun County area, and don't hit me if I'm wrong there, Corey. I do apologize. But this guy is probably, or has been probably one of the busier musicians that I know. He usually has 250 plus gigs that he plays every single year, and he goes Ohio, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, all around. And he's got one song he does record down in Nashville. He's actually he just came back from Nashville recording a bunch more stuff. So I'm looking forward to his newer stuff. But right now, I want Eric and the rest of the people here to listen to a little bit of Corey Hager. And this is Honky Tonk a Day. Talking about Corey Hager. And I tell you what, that guy sent me, I don't even know how, I don't remember how I came to know Corey. Actually, I do know how I came to know Corey Hager. Eric Lapardis, who's from Rome County, lives over in Calhoun County, and he runs the Country Kitchen over there off of the Big Otter exit. And Corey was playing there, and that's how we kind of got to meet. And I tell you what, Eric, he's legit, right?
Yeah, sound amazing.
Yeah, I tell you. And again, he's... he was talking about he had a whole band and they played shows galore, and then about 2 or 3 months ago he's like, well, I'm looking for a new band. I was like, okay, not a problem at all. And in the meantime he went down to Nashville, so I'm looking forward to him maybe sending us. I asked him last time I saw him, I said, send me some more stuff, we'll put it on.
Yeah, that's great.
I don't know, do you know Ryan Erickson?
I met him, yes. I talked to him, but I did not know him.
He's way younger than us.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
He's a pup compared to us at this point, Eric. He's in his, is he in his 30s yet? I think he's still in his 20s. I don't know, he may be in his 30s. But anyway, so we had Ryan on a show. I think he was my first true guest on the show. And so I remember sitting right across from Ryan Erickson, who's from Rome County originally. And he had spent some time down in the Outer Banks. He was a chef at the time, and then he left that, and he came back, and he bought a restaurant here, what is now the Hungry Moose.
Okay.
It's been in many different iterations. But he was playing some music, and of course I heard that. I was like, come on. And he sat across from me, Eric, and he was relatively nervous, relatively shy.
Sure.
And like 3 months later, he's playing everywhere. Now he's got a band.
Yeah.
And the band is called Dalcord.
I got to see him at the Black Walnut Festival.
Okay, did you?
Yeah, I watched him.
And I tell you what, boy, they've come together very quickly.
Yeah.
They've hit the right people. They see these the West Virginia radio on social media has gotten a hold of him and them, and he's got another member from Spencer in his band, or from Rome County's band. Oh my goodness, it's going to kill me. Josh Runyon is part of the band. So I've got all this stuff from Ryan, but I didn't have anything from Dalcord. But guess what? Spotify's a great thing.
Yeah.
So I wanted you all to listen to this, and I wanted to see if Eric has heard this version or heard this song at all. This is a song that I loved from Ryan that has been recorded now by Dalcord, and this is called Sin.
Those that say I'm innocent don't know me. They don't know where I've been. And they say time is a virtue, will heal anything. How long will it take? And they said I can't keep running from what haunts me. It ain't caught me yet. Well, the one thing I've been scared of is heartache. And I have seen her face. Well, I've been running, I've been trying to hide. Fighting off my demons, I was afraid of the light. Turn a blind eye to the angels, trying to guide me through. Afraid of all my habits, what to do to my brain. Trade the good life for the bottle, it engulfed me in flames. I know you ain't pretty outside looking in. They call it sin. Shape I'm in. Well, I'm tired of been drifting, no direction. Which road takes me home? Won't you pray for me while I'm floating? 'Cause it feels like I am sinking like a stone. Well, I've been climbing mountains, but the view don't mean a thing if you're alone. Well, I've been running, I've been trying to hide. Fighting off my demons, I was afraid of the light. Turn a blind eye to the angels, trying to guide me through. Afraid of all my habits, what to do to my brain. Trade the good life for the bottle, it engulfed me in flames. I know that you ain't pretty outside looking in. I'm in. I've been running, I've been trying to hide. Fighting off my demons, I was afraid of the light. Turn a blind eye to the angels trying to guide me through. Afraid of all my habits, what to do to my brain. Trade the good life for the bottle, they engulf me in flames. I know you ain't pretty outside looking in. They call it sin. Shape I'm in.
Hey, I like that outro, by the way. That was kind of interesting. Felt like a deep breeze going on down on the coast. Anyways, that is Dalcord, and that, again, is Ryan Erickson and his band, and very happy to be able to play some of their stuff. And I tell you what, we're in studio with Eric Barker, and Eric, right there is somebody who has really dug in to music. And you think about, he's been playing for a while now. It's not like he's new to music, but when it comes to putting a band together, finding shows, blah, 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 you know exactly the grind that is.
Sure.
So let's talk about this. You go down to Asheville, North Carolina. By the way, before I say that, I wanted to send a shout out to Adam Webb, who was watching on Facebook, and he said, hey, West Virginia is definitely hard to stay away from.
That's right.
Yeah, they went to Ohio for quite a while, and, of course, the Webbs are back here in Spencer.
I got to see Adam. I got to talk to him.
Did you? Yeah. And that's the guy who you graduated with, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's big, by the way. He's a large individual.
Cool dude.
I just wanted to give him a shout out so he didn't squeeze my head off.
That's right.
And I wanted to send a shout out to Toby Ford. He said, one of the best guys around. Good stuff, Eric Barker. Yeah,
Toby.
he's a good guy. So anyways, I wanted to get into, you moved down to Asheville from West Liberty. You'd been playing some music. You had a band there, Weathered Road. I'm glad you brought that up, by the way, because I forgot about Weathered Road.
We were down in Spencer for a few months.
I know, and I forgot
before
that.
we went to Asheville. Yeah, actually.
Man, too many years, too many beers, Caleb.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a while ago.
Yeah. So you moved down to Asheville with the band. They're like, nah, not for us. You find something that you really enjoy down there. And so here you go on your music journey. How did it happen? You talked about the guys that you were around. Those are your first friends.
Yeah.
Are those the guys you developed a band with? Or how did it work for you when you got down there?
Yeah, that was it. It was the jam session, and I met my friend Jono and John. It's kind of funny,
Jono and John.
Yeah, but yeah, those two guys. And from there, we just started making music. We were 3 songwriters, all playing guitar. We're like the Eagles or something, We have all these guitars on stage.
Does anybody play anything else?
Other than, so we talked one of them into playing drums eventually. So we had a drummer, but yeah, I mean that was the journey. It was working with those two guys, and also I made some great friends through the other bands that I was in. Can't forget Bill Higgs.
Yeah.
My goodness.
He was a
What
member of one of
amazing
our shows last year as well.
Amazing. And our band, Bull the Barker, wow, that was a great time. And I played keyboard with him. And he did, he did the singing and the guitar playing, and I played the keyboard, and we had a drummer and bassist.
Let me ask you about that real
Yeah.
quick. Let's take an aside. Let's take a fork in the road, or is that what it's called, Caleb? A fork in the road?
Detour.
Thank you. Let's take a detour there.
Yeah.
You were like, hey, we were just all 3 guitarists. All of a sudden, you can play mandolin, keyboard. Where did all that come from?
Just being around those other musicians, just every day playing, getting together. I bought a drum set, bought a bass. I wanted to have the things to create a band. If we have the people, then we have the stuff, and then we need the people.
And while you had it, you're like, well, maybe I'll try to play this.
Yeah. But I've always gravitated back towards singing. That was always my favorite thing. But I've just always enjoyed being part of the band, being part of the group, the camaraderie, hanging out, making music, writing songs. I mean, it's great, and I really enjoyed that time playing with Bill, because we just go and play shows and you just see the look on people's faces.
Yeah. Bill's quite the performer in his own right. You get a band together with him, and you guys can really fly with the different types of things that you guys can do. And it's not so. Sometimes addition by subtraction is good when it comes to music, but when it comes to you all and what I saw, it was always like everything that you guys put into it always made it better. There was never a piece or an instrument or something that happened that didn't make it sound even more full. And that's a cool thing. Well, I tell you what, we're going to keep talking about this. We're into your intro into Asheville. We're going to bring up the terrible, terrible time that was COVID here in a little bit, but we're going to talk about how that influenced what Eric was doing at the time down in Asheville. But we're going to send it way back. And I shouldn't say, I'm sorry, Lisa. Eric's mom is with us. And when I say way back, so this band is a band that I remember hearing about when I was probably 9 or 10 years old. They were from the Roane County area, and they had many different iterations, many different people who played for them and played different instruments for them. But when I was introduced to them, my best friend Adam Anderson's dad was the one I knew that had played drums for them years and years ago. So Jeff Anderson had played drums for this band years ago, and I guess they had developed a pretty good cult following in the West Virginia area, and they'd had chances to play, I think, at the Civic Center at one point. They were going to open for somebody, all this crazy stuff. But through the years, they'd had many different iterations, many different band members here and there, in and out. But I remember going to, if you guys know, Heavy Clarkson had a bar out in Clover, West Virginia. Was it called the Clover Ridge Cafe? I just knew it as Heavy's, Caleb.
It was Clover Ridge Cafe.
That's what it was called?
But we called it Heavy. At one point, I think it was Heavy's Bar and Grill.
Yeah.
Was it really?
Yes.
Well, I just knew it as Heavy's. So, and there was a pool table out there, and there was an old jukebox that had an 8-track that had been converted to a cassette, that had then been converted to a CD. So you imagine the loss of quality of sound in it. But I
love it. I love it.
That didn't bother me one bit.
Yeah.
The Black Mountain Band still sounded good through all those things. Well, I got wind of them back in the early 2000s. They had played some more stuff and actually got together with a new group, a couple of original members, Al Taylor and I think Mo Starcher might have been involved in that, and there's some others. But anyways, the Black Mountain Band, they put a CD together back in the early 2000s, and I got it, and now I have it. And you can never take that away from me, Caleb. So here comes the Black Mountain Band, and this is Big Boss Man.
treat me right. I work hard in the daytime, I sure get high at night. Big boss man, can you hear me when I call? Yeah, you ain't so big, you're just tall, that's just about all. All tell 'em. Can you hear me when I call? A big boss man. Can you hear me when I call? Yeah, you ain't so big, you just tall, it's just about all. I'll back it up. Yeah, you ain't so big, you just tall, it's just about all.
The things we talk about outside of the actual broadcast. I tell you what, there it is. That's just an iteration of the Black Mountain Band. Lisa, did you ever see the Black Mountain Band? I got to ask you, did you ever see them?
I never saw them, though. Yeah.
She never saw them live, but she did say that she did go to school with Mo Starcher.
Yeah, Mo and I were in the same grade.
And Mo was a member of Black Mountain Band at some point.
Yeah.
And again, listen, I need Jeff Anderson here to talk about how many different players were in that band in different times.
Steely Dan.
From the 70s, from the early to mid 70s, all the way through the early 2000s, because I think in that song that we just played, that was from the early 2000s recording that they did. And I know that Al Taylor was there, and I don't know for sure, but I think maybe Steve Bell was the drummer on that track. Don't hold me to that, but I think he may have been. And so who knows who else was involved in that band. It's just a neat thing. But again, the Black Mountain Band, if you guys are from around Roane County, if you're my age or older, you probably know who they are. We're joined again by our special guest, Eric Barker, in studio. And Eric, I want to thank you for powering through this. I know you wanted to play music here, but I tell you what, sometimes the voice, when you're a singer, doesn't agree with you.
True.
And yours didn't agree with you.
Yeah.
But we have found
I'm
some
happy
stuff.
to be here. I'm so glad to be here with you guys. This is so cool.
We have found some stuff by
Yeah.
you. You have found some stuff by you. By the way, Brett Wilson, wanted to give him a shout out. He's watching on Facebook as well. Said, great guy that you are. I think he's talking about you.
Yeah. Hey.
He's not talking about Caleb.
I don't know about that, but hey. No, Brent is cool. I appreciate it, Brent.
And our good buddy Cam Wilson said, I love Eric Barker. Now, Cam Wilson is on deck, by the way. We heard about 3 songs. We've got a new one from Cam Wilson, who just released back in, I believe, April, another LP.
Yeah.
And it is wild. Let's just say this. I was not expecting what I heard from him, but it is awesome. It is number one awesome. Finally, Eric, we're going to give you some love here. So let's talk about this this cover that you found of you guys, and this is so it says Hendersonville, North Carolina, and it was live at Burnt Shirt Vineyards in 2023. Is that correct?
That's right. Yeah.
So what is Hendersonville near Asheville? I would assume
It's about a half hour south. Yeah.
okay.
Relatively close.
And this is 23, so this is actually not too long ago for you. Is this the band that you had? Who is this with you?
Yeah. This is when I started doing covers. and this is a group that I put together. And these are the songs that I'm actually, when I go out and play, I do a lot of covers, and these are the songs that I'm actually doing. But this is it's a group. It's my buddy John Blaylock, the guy that recorded the song with me, the Mountain Moonlight, and a couple other friends. I have a percussionist, bass player. And I was down at Burnt Shirt Vineyards. Great place down there, beautiful vineyard. And so lucky to be down there and be able to play.
One thing they do have down there in Asheville is breweries, vineyards, and places to play music.
Lots of them, yeah.
Yeah, not to make you feel bad at coming back here to Spencer, but anyways.
Hey, no, there's places to play.
Yeah, some of those things.
So this is a cover with Eric Barker and his group of the time, and this was a Dolls track. Is that correct? And I tell you what, if you don't know Dolls, you're missing out.
Check out Dolls. Yeah.
Check them out. If I Wanted Someone, this is live at Burnt Shirt Vineyards in Hendersonville, North Carolina.
The words I say can be silver, but what's left unsaid can be gold. Won't you know me once I go away? Maybe 'cause I come from such an empty-hearted town, or maybe 'cause some love of mine now really let me down. The only time I am lonely is when others are around. Never end up knowing what to say. Never end up knowing what to say. If I wanted someone to understand me, I'd have so much more to say. I want you to make the days movies. Honey, I want you to make the days movies. Hey, thank you so much. Ooh, thank you, sir.
I love the vibe of that, Eric. And I tell you what, I'm glad you found a live production of what you do. Number one, because where I feel you shine the most is in your live shows, be it by yourself or with a group. You just find a way to, and I don't know how you do it. Maybe it's just your nature when you see you live, and I've enjoyed a few shows that you
Thank
hear.
you for coming, too.
Oh, dude, wouldn't
Really
miss them.
appreciate it.
Would not miss it, because the way you create the music that you create, it sucks me in as somebody who is needing peace and relaxation, and I watch you do it. You may be stressed inside, I don't know. You may be miserable, I don't know. But you don't show when you play.
Yeah.
That's your problem, man.
You seem to make everybody else feel more relaxed and comfortable while you're doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not intentionally trying to do that, but I need to be in a place of relaxation to enjoy playing, you know?
Yeah.
And if I can get into that zone, that's where it's at, where you're just feeling the music, going along with it. And that last cover that you played, that's a Dawes song. The chords are different. It's a completely different, sound as far as the original song that they do. And again, that's not something that I intentionally tried to do. It's like, I like that song. I want to play it. And then if I can pull it off, it's not going to be like the original. I just can't do it. I can't replicate it. And it's what comes out of me. And I, if I enjoy that, like I said, it's a song that I like. If I can pull it off, hey, I'm going to play it. And it's going to sound different for sure.
Yeah.
And that's what I hear a lot of. People will say, "Hey, that you've made that your own," and I'm like, "Hey, that's all I can do. I can't. I mean, how can I not not do that? That's just being myself."
Well, at the heart of it is you want to love playing music, and there it is. You love that song. You want to play it. You're going to find a way that you want to play it that really just feels good to you. Mm-hmm. And whatever the vibe that it is that you give off, and I'm looking at the screen that says love vibe, and I'm like, I love the vibe that you give off when you're playing, whether it be covers or original stuff. Now, let's talk about that. Yeah. I didn't want to bring up the bad stuff, but everybody wants to talk about COVID. Still to this day,
right.
We're now 5 years. Wow. I don't know. It's been a long way.
Yeah.
So you're down in Asheville. Things are motoring right along.
Oh, yeah.
The bands are going strong. Everything is great. You guys have you've just helped out with Bill's the new CD and everything, and everybody's getting ready to go hog wild. Yeah. And then everything shuts down.
Yeah, I was playing with a group with my good friends John and Jono. I've been playing with Bill, and yeah, like you said, it's just one day there's no more music.
Yeah. So what happens at that point? And as you said before, I don't know if people heard this, but what you told me was you didn't play cover music at all. Because, again, you play in Asheville.
Yeah.
Although it's fun to play music, that's a dog-eat-dog world down there.
Yeah, it was all original.
Like Nashville.
Yeah, Asheville's like Nashville. Either you play your own stuff or...
We didn't want to play covers.
Yeah.
And, that's what, John and I and Jono, that's 3 songwriters. We have like 30-some, 40-some songs of originals. We can play all originals for 3 hours.
Yeah.
The same thing with Bill. That's all originals the whole time. We would throw in some covers every once in a while.
Always, yeah.
But, wow, when COVID hit, you just... like I said, the music stopped. I start mowing the grass and like putting rocks on the hillside and just doing all the weird home improvement things. And it started being like, well, I want to go out and play again, but I can't get any of the other band members to come with me. So I started to learn covers. And honestly, I didn't want to do that. I don't know if I was talented enough to do that at one point, but just from COVID.
I think we figured that out, right? He is talented enough to do that.
I mean, sure. It was all originals, but it was all focused on originals. But I really, doing these covers and putting this set together, of cover music, it's made me better.
Yeah.
It made me a better musician. It made me a better songwriter, just digging into other people's stuff.
And it sent you back to, you are now a one-man show, like it or not, right now.
Yeah, and I'd love to.
And you have to carry it all. Yeah. You have to carry it. So you got to figure out a way to carry the music and carry a show where people will sit down and listen a little bit. And you're doing a good job at it. Do you think you could have done this if you had to go through this when you had just moved down with Weathered Road? Let me ask that.
I don't know. I don't think I could have pulled off the covers at that time. Yeah.
It is a different world sometimes. It's all become very natural, and it's been fun to watch. So we're talking about COVID, and we're done with COVID. We're out of that. Sorry, Caleb. I didn't mean to bring up old stuff. He's like, it's okay.
We'll live through this.
So we're gonna play some more stuff, including this. We've got, so I got Matt McGuire coming up. I got Justin Laxton. I got Will Freed, and then I've got Cam Wilson. And then we're going to talk about Eric Barker coming back to Spencer, West Virginia. Is that good? Are we okay with all that? Is everybody?
I'm done. He's the guest.
Yeah. So this is interesting. I was doing my show last year, midway through the summer, and I got an email from a guy named Justin Laxton. Now, I know a couple Laxtons from Roane County. Don't know Justin, didn't know him at all. And I think he was working either on an oil rig or he was working in the patch or something. I'm not sure what he was doing. He's like, hey, man, I'm laid off for a little bit. I play some music. Let me send you something. I was like, do you have a quality version of this? He's like, all I got's on my phone, Yeah. And it's a pretty decent, it's not bad. I tell you what, I still say this to Justin. He sent me a message, he sent me an email. Oh, gosh, about a year ago, said, are you still taking submissions? I said, absolutely. I have a little production room back here at the studio. I'd like to get Justin, if he's listening or somebody knows Justin, tell him I still would like him to come in and record because it's just him and his guitar. He sent me 3 or 4 songs, and the quality is off the phone, but I really enjoyed it. And so I hope you guys do too. This is Justin Laxton, and this song is called No Oxygen. A little bit of Justin Laxton. Now, somebody out there, I hope you're listening in. Somebody get a hold of Justin again, because he did send me an email a while back, and I responded a little later than I should have. We are doing a show still, Homegrown. I would still love to hear some of his new stuff. If you can, send me your stuff, Justin. Send me an email. Let me know. Yeah, Eric, you were talking about that guy. Very interesting musician. And again, that came, I think, just off his phone.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, very
so
interesting.
Raw, yeah. Great voice.
Think about that. When you first started playing music, the equipment you didn't have versus the equipment you ended up with as you progressed through your time in Asheville.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about your movement back to Spencer, West Virginia here in just a second. Before we do that, I want to play another song. This is, and I was talking to you real quick, this is probably, I don't want to say probably, I would still say this is my favorite singer-songwriter of all time. Now, I'm an old school. Lisa, will you agree with me that singer-songwriters are awesome?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Do you have a favorite singer-songwriter? And you can go all the way back to the 60s. It's all right.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, so Paul Simon,
Yeah.
Morrison.
Van Morrison, James Taylor's one of my favorites. Of course, Bob Dylan. There's a few others.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite that you would think of, or do you have any favorites?
I don't know.
We just used to listen to the Eagles.
Yeah, Eagles.
Okay.
Yeah, we used to sing and sing in the car all the time going down the road. Yeah.
Well, this guy is of singer-songwriter mentality. When I think of singer-songwriters, and one of my newer favorites, not newer, I mean, he's been playing since the 90s, too. I'm getting older. Martin Sexton was one of my favorites, you know, and many people that I think are watching may know Martin Sexton, but this guy's favorite artist was Martin Sexton. And this guy was from Jackson County, West Virginia, and he ended up in Morgantown for a while. He played with a group called Bare Feet and Company. I think it was Bare Feet and Company, or not Barefoot and Company, Bare Feet. Caleb is giving me that shake of the head. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyways, I watched this guy live numerous times in the 2000s. He played forever in the Outer Banks, came back to West Virginia, moved back to the Outer Banks. One of my favorite singer-songwriters of all time. And this is from an album that he produced in 2007. Yeah, I'm going way, way back. But this is Matt McGuire, and this song is called Numb.
An old freight train calls me down to a broken track as I stare down at a picture of the straw that broke my back. Once again I can feel myself slipping through the cracks with nothing there to catch my fall. And this broken track I'm on is leading nowhere fast. And I should have known better when I got this sweet ride, it wouldn't last. And a slideshow slowly replays my tortured past. And I got nothing to do but sit and watch it all. So I drink one down and I light one up, and I toss my ashes in an empty cup, and I watch the smoke curl up as I go numb. But I'll be waiting for the pain to come. I'll be waiting for the time to cry. And maybe when I get sober, but that won't be tonight. 'Cause this time when my heart broke, I think it died. It'd be one last time in the memory of you, and then I close my eyes. So right now I think I wanna be numb. But I'll be waiting for the pain to come. I sit here with this old guitar trying to finish this track. As I stare out the window at a fall that will surely break my back. But would it hurt, would it feel it, or would I just chalk it up to all the senses I lack? And should I go ahead and attempt this fall? Or should I drink one down and light one up? And I'm starting to fill up this empty cup, and I watch my world fog up as I go numb. I'll be waiting for the pain to come. I'll be waiting for the time to cry. Maybe when I get over you, but it ain't gonna be tonight. 'Cause this time when my heart broke, I think it died. It'd be one last time in the memory of you, and then I close my eyes. So right now I think I wanna be numb, but I'll be waiting for the pain to come. Waiting for the pain to come.
A little bit of Matt McGuire. I wonder if there's anybody out there. I mean, I feel like people know Matt McGuire, but people don't know Matt McGuire. I do. But again, that's from 2007, and I know he played a lot up until the mid-2020s, or early 2020s. Because I remember he was down in the Outer Banks, and they were playing a bit when COVID hit, and they were still playing a very minimal amount early in the 2020s, and I think that was just about it. So I'll tell you what, great singer-songwriter, and that was from an album that he produced back in 2007 called Found. If you guys can find it on Spotify, please do. Matt McGuire, he has got a load of great music. I've got like 15 ganked CDs that are just bootlegged of him playing live at like Gabby's in Ripley, if you guys remember that place.
Yes.
Or Fratello's in Ripley.
Yeah, yeah.
All
And if you
sorts
find
of
it, it will have been found.
Well played. Well played. With your dad joke puns, Caleb. I'm just kidding. Love you, buddy. Love you. We're live in studio with Eric Barker, and I tell you what, Eric has been very gracious with his time, and he brought his guitar and then walked in. He's like, I can't sing. I can barely even talk. I was like, it's okay, man.
Man.
It's all right. Sometimes as a musician, and here's the deal. It wasn't like he just walked in and said, I can't talk or I can't sing. He came in, he's like, I'm worried that I can't sing. And then he went back out to the front, and I could hear him, like, hacking and wheezing, trying to get it out of there. And it just was not coming, and he came back in with a panicked look on his face. I was like, listen, it's okay.
Oh, yeah.
We've got plenty more weekends of shows. We'll get you live in studio. We've got another one by you here in just a bit. Before we do that, though, Eric, I want to talk to you about your progression. We talked about when COVID hit, you went from playing with the band to everything shut down in Asheville, North Carolina. You didn't have a chance to play with your band. Some of the band didn't come back. Like a lot of them moved. Some of them moved away during the time where COVID was hitting.
That's right.
And so you find yourself in an interesting situation as a musician in that you're a man on an island without a home. There's no band. There's no places to play. Even if you did have a band, you still want to play some, so you learn to play some covers and some things like that. But life is very interesting. And then all of a sudden, I see you in Spencer, West Virginia, and you tell me, hey, we just moved back.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, right then, because as a lover of live music, I was like, I shouldn't have assumed. You ever hear the joke? If you assume, you make a you know what out of Uma Thurman?
Uma Thurman, yeah.
Yeah.
When I saw you back, you're like, yeah, just moved back. I was like, well, he's going to play, obviously. I was not wrong. Thank goodness you love music. So let's talk about the transition from Asheville back to West Virginia in general. I say Spencer because you live here, but West Virginia still has a pretty good music scene if you find the places. What was the transition like for you initially? Were you thinking about music originally? But I see over the last probably 3 or 4 months, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you've really started to go at it again hardcore. You found your niche here, and you've been traveling and playing a lot.
Yeah, so we moved here in August of last year. I played a show with my band in July of last year. And I knew that, we had been talking about it. My son, he'd always ask me, hey, why don't we live where all the other family live? Why are we away from everyone else? And I didn't have a good excuse anymore. And I was like, yeah, let's move back. And with the way things are with Spotify and the internet, and you know, you can play anywhere. You don't have to be in New York, LA, Nashville. You know, you can play anywhere, wherever you're at.
Yeah.
You know, you can get the listeners, you can get the audience. And I knew that, you know, prior to moving to Nashville, the band, the Weather Road that I was in, you know, we played, you know, went down to Charleston and played a little bit, and you know, went out and played in Parkersburg or whatnot. And I knew that there were places to play here. You know, of course there are. And, you know, it was no big deal. Hey, come back when we get some shows. I think I talked to you at the Black Walnut Festival, and that's when I saw Ryan, Dalcord, Ryan's band. And, yeah, I honestly, that weekend, I was so ready to go. I wanted to take my guitar and just go down to the courthouse and play. I was just raring to go, but I held off, and played a Folklore. I've been playing up in Marietta. Williamstown. I have a gig up in Williamstown in September.
It really is almost like reestablishing yourself and honestly establishing yourself for the first time in your hometown and home area, because before you left you weren't doing what you're doing now. Exactly. And now you're like, okay, I'm a musician and I've got places I would love to play, and as you said, there's plenty of them to get to. You just gotta find them, find the time that you're available, find the time they're available, and then once you get in there, they find out, oh my God, this guy draws a crowd, he's a good time, let's get him back. Are you finding that?
Yeah, so many places, even the places that I've traveled up to Parkersburg, people are so welcoming, you know, and have wanted to help out and get me gigs and invite me to places, and it's been such an awesome experience.
Yeah.
Just that kind of response. You know?
And you've become a mainstay at Folklore, I noticed.
Absolutely. In fact, so much so that you have actually been asked to host. You said that when you went down to Asheville. Originally, you were hosting an open mic situation, and now here you are hosting one.
And that's whenever we move back, that was the thing. I was like, I want to try to find somewhere to have a jam session, try to meet other musicians. And, you know, I knew people that played here, of course, like yourself and others. Caleb and everyone else.
Yeah, we need to get him back out and doing it. I missed the first one. Jeez, what an idiot. I don't even like him. I don't know why I invited you to this show when you're not going to play.
Yeah, you did. Not my forum.
Well, speaking of local musicians, we want to highlight this guy who has sent a message earlier, said he loves you.
Oh, I love you too, Cam.
Okay, so Cam Wilson, this guy, I feel like a proud papa musically, because I remember when this kid first started playing music, and I helped him as much as I could till he surpassed me. It's kind of like Bill Higgs. I remember the first time Bill Higgs played music around me, he actually didn't even play. He sang. Yeah. And now he's way better than anything I could ever imagine. Cam's the same way. But Cam Wilson, who moved down to Tennessee, Knoxville, Tennessee, and put out a really nice LP a few years back, and then kind of was busy and had two kids, had a family, all the things that you got to do as a human being. And then something was eating at him, apparently over the last couple of years, where he was like, I got to do it again. Yeah. And so he got together with a producer at this place down there, and he put out 10 songs on this album, and it is crazy. And it's crazy because I know who he is, and he's kind of the singer-songwriter ilk.
Yeah,
Eric.
Definitely.
But when you hear every song on this album, it's not singer-songwriter. He raps. There's hip hop. There's like, I don't even know what you would call it. Like there's space sounds, space music, EDM, whatever. I don't know what it is. It's crazy stuff. But it's good.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what the hell he did. I don't know how he did it or what he did. All I know is that this 10-song album from Cam Wilson is so much fun to listen to. And so I wanted to give him some credit on this one. And here is a song. Now, some of his music is explicit lyrics, so I had to find one he was clean with on the radio. Just what I'm saying, Cam. But a really good song, a really fun song here is called House of Joes. This is Cam Wilson with House of Joes.
everything you know. Don't worry about it. It's all about to take its toll. So do what you do and grow. You got it, buddy. Survive in the house of Joes and every little thing we know. Believe it, baby. We're all about to lose control after living in the house of Joes. You see it, maybe. Been fighting some addictive behavior. Need to take some time to come to grips. I'll see you later. Day by day it's gotten greater. As discipline depleted, couldn't do myself any favors. Just peacocks and dreams, peacocks and fiends of generations that came before me. Forget about receipts and the image that you keep. What you are is what you feed. Agree? It's like living in the house of Joes, defining everything you know. Don't worry about it. It's all about to take its toll. So do what you do and grow. You got it, buddy. Survive in the house of Joes and every little thing we know. Believe it, baby. We're all about to lose control after living in the house of Joes. You see it, maybe. Took years to come complete with this depiction. Now I need prescription for living through the fiction. Resurrect my intuition. Steady, focused on the mission. Pray to God with all conviction. So who are we kidding, eh? And who are we? And who are we to you? I can't believe you lost your way. Oh yes I do. Cause what a man go through ain't easy. And who are we kidding, eh? You know we know. You know it ain't for us. Because you lost the trust. Love is not enough. Bond gets full of rust. Enough is enough. Living in the house of Joes, defining everything you know. Don't worry about it. It's all about to take its toll. So do what you do and grow. You got it, buddy. Survive in the house of Joes and every little thing we know. Believe it, baby. We're all about to lose control after living in the house of Joes. You see it, maybe.
I don't want to play two of Cam's songs.
Why not?
I guess technically I could. Who owns this station anyway?
That's good, Cam. I love it.
Yeah, that was really, really good stuff. Yeah, good stuff by Cam Wilson. I know Cam was tuning in earlier. I hope he's still able to listen in and listen to what he produced. He and the people down there in Nashville, Tennessee, Knoxville, I should say. Just crazy stuff. It's definitely different.
Yeah, it's only about an hour and a half from Asheville.
Yeah, not too far.
Yeah.
Not too far. Word is on the street that he's getting ready to head further south and maybe a little west, though. Alabama, maybe. I don't want to give away his own
Too late.
hyperlocation, but
Too late. Damage is done.
So we're here with Eric Barker. We're talking about his musical journey from youngster in Spencer, West Virginia to West Liberty with Weathered Road, all the way down to Asheville, North Carolina, and then through that terrible, terrible thing we call COVID, and then all the way back, full circle to Spencer, West Virginia, Roane County, and now you've established some roots and you figured out that you've got a lot of places you can play. You got a lot of places you want to play, a lot of things you want to do, and now you're just kind of getting into that rhythm of doing one thing you said you wanted to do, which was get other people out and about and playing music. And so you guys did your first ever open mic jam session. Was it last week or the week before? Last week?
Yeah, it was last weekend.
Last week down at Folklore. And is there another one coming up? Do you have any idea what the situation is with that?
Yeah, I don't have anything scheduled, but I'm hoping to get back in there and do another open mic, open jam. Have some people come out. Yes, please do.
It'd be about time, Caleb.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I'll get this.
Apparently he played like 5 songs one night randomly at a karaoke night there. Yeah.
And I killed.
I wouldn't have known. You know why I wouldn't have known, Eric? Because I didn't get an invite.
These are false.
These are totally true rumors.
Yeah.
There's no rumors to them. They're true. Anyway. So you're doing a lot of stuff. And you've just figured it out. By the way, you're now you're a baseball coach. Do you ever see
Yes.
that? Do you ever see that happen? I would assume you would have seen that.
I see that. I saw it.
Once you had a kid and it was a son, you had to know that was coming.
It was definitely on my mind. And I got to coach the 7 and 8 year olds in minor league here. One of the teams, John H. Taylor, and just it's full circle. It's unbelievable.
You're not kidding.
Yeah, unbelievable.
You're not kidding. How crazy that, and I'm like getting in my feels. I'm like, how crazy is it? Didn't you play with this guy, Monarch?
We did, yes.
Yeah.
Champions.
Eric Barker and Caleb Nichols destroyed my life as a 12-year-old. Myself, I'll bet you, not just me and Clint Ellis. And no, he didn't play with us. Anyways, all I know is Monarch beat us when we were 12 years old, and I've never recovered. I'm 46.
And I peaked at 12 years old.
And we're talking about this when we were 12. Talking about it when we were 12. And that's when I was coaching these kids this year. I was like, these kids are not going. They'll always remember this,
Always.
Yeah.
Guess what we did?
Greatest moments of their lives.
Guess what we remember?
Do you remember who our coach was?
Jeff Fetty. I
Jeff
saw him the
Fetty.
other day.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Jeff Fetty's still out there and about.
He's the best coach. He was the best baseball coach ever. He teed us up for life, not just for baseball.
Exactly. That's when you get the best ones.
Yes, sir.
We're here talking with Eric Barker. Eric, I've got a couple songs pulled up, as we said. Listen, normally we do live music in studio. Eric brought his guitar, brought his motivation, and then forgot his voice. His voice is not here. So we found some stuff that he played. We had the number one was Mountain Moonshine. That you can find on Spotify right away, folks. All you got to do is type in Eric Barker, and you'll find Mountain Moonshine. It's a great single. We played it off the bat, and I hope you guys do decide to go back there and listen to that one.
Check it out.
Yeah, it's fantastic stuff.
Written in Spencer.
He wrote it. Not only is it about West Virginia, at Gary Bender's house.
Coach Bender's house.
Man, just
So good.
speaking of full circle. So I got two songs. What you were thinking about it? I never asked you for sure.
Yeah.
You got a couple covers here. You got a cover of Instant Karma by John Lennon. You got a cover of Fire on the Bayou by
The Meters.
The Meters. I don't even know who that is.
The Meters. I love the Meters.
That was from my bass player in the Love Vibe band. He was from
Okay.
Nolans, so that's where we got the Meters.
Best
I think Caleb's thinking of the Oneaters from the movie The Wonders. The Oneaters. So I'll give you the choice.
I guess we should play that one. I don't remember what it exactly sounds like.
Listen,
but
it's
let's
9
give
minutes
it.
and 19 seconds.
That's
Let's
pretty
jam.
long. That's pretty
Let's
long.
jam.
That's going to be a long jam. Yeah. What's the other one? How long is the other one?
It's 5:41. I don't care. I'll play the 9:19 song. I own this station.
crazy.
Yeah.
You tell me what you want to hear.
Do the John Lennon one. Let's do
All
that.
right, we'll do the John Lennon one. We'll play the other one later, Caleb. How about
Look
that?
forward to it.
So this is apparently the cover of John Lennon's Instant Karma.
Now, I do this live, so hey, come out and see it done live.
Yes, absolutely. In fact, when we come back from that and we play a few more songs, we're going to ask him what his next show is. Let's hope to goodness this is on YouTube. Let's hope when I click this, there's not an ad first.
Oh, yeah, right.
Oh, here we go. Eric Barker and the Love Vibe and Friends. Instant Karma by John Lennon.
Instant karma gonna get you. It's gonna knock you right now. Yeah. Get yourself together, darling. Yes, pretty soon we're gonna be dead. Oh, what in the world you thinking of? I'm laughing in the face of love. What on earth are you trying to do? Yes, it's up to you, yeah, yeah, you. Oh, no, it's up to you, yeah, you. It's up to you, yeah, you. It's up to you, asking you, sit it down. It's up to you.
Listen, I thought we had more than 30 seconds there for a second. We were talking about scouts. Jamming. That's what that does. That music just makes me feel like jamming. That's a cover of a little John Lennon action. I was looking at that song, and it said that was from the Rooftop Bar in Asheville. Pillar Rooftop?
Pillar, yeah. That is in the Hilton Garden Inn downtown. Cool place.
Telling you, they've just got places. They've got
stuff.
That is one thing that you've got down in Nashville. It's just all those crazy places to meet up. One thing I remember I went down to visit. Yeah. I don't know, Eric, if this was, this was not when I went down there for your wedding, I don't think.
Yeah.
my sister and I came down randomly.
We went to Ray LaMontagne.
We went to a Ray LaMontagne show.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you were taking me into town one evening, and you told me about this drum circle that they have in the middle of town. And it's just a whole bunch of musicians that get together around the center square, if you will,
Sure.
and just start going to town on music. What is that? That's crazy.
Yeah, they just bring their hand drums. People, all different types of hand drums, sitting in a circle. Hey, sounds like the natives are restless. It's like crazy when you walk into town.
It does sound a little bit like that.
Yeah. But
Like, are we getting ready to get into a battle or something?
Right,
What's going
something's
on here?
going on. But it's an odd thing when you walk up into town. You can hear the drums banging in the distance, and you get closer and closer, and then you're in it, and you can just feel it. It's just a force. It's unbelievable. But
That was crazy. It's the first time I'd ever seen something like that, and it was wild. It was awesome at the same time.
We can go to the courthouse and.
Let's start that. Let's start that with the courthouse. I don't know if the county commissioners would like that so much.
Text the mayor.
Jason Ash responded, said, "Hey, great music, Eric. Love you, man." So that's another guy who's just a little older than you, 1 year to be exact. Yeah, Caleb, I said that. So we're here with Eric Barker, and I tell you what, again, he has been a trooper. His voice is not with us, but his musical excitement is. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to close out the show here in about 25, 30 minutes with that Mountain Moonlight song again, because we played it at the beginning of the show, but I want to play it again at the end because this is the single that you have out.
That's right.
It's on Spotify, easy to find. Type in Eric Barker, and then find Eric Barker's Mountain Moonshine. It's a great song. It's an absolutely wonderful song. You and a buddy of yours are on that one. It's well produced. It's well done, and I want to give it a little extra love. In between that, we got a lot of other stuff to play. We got some other local musicians or musicians with local ties. This guy, who's been playing since the mid-2000s, is a Calhoun County native. I don't know if you've ever heard of, Eric. Tell me if you've heard of Will Freed.
No, I haven't.
Okay, Will Freed and the Will Freed Band. He grew up in music. He's got ties to David Allan Coe, ties to like some of those 70s and 80s country musicians.
Yeah.
His dad, Grandpa, gave him the stringed instrument and said, "Play, you're going to learn it." And so Will actually sent me, when I put out the word for this Homegrown show 3 years ago, before I even did it, was the first one to send me, "Hey, here's my link to my stuff." And so Will Freed has a band, or did have a band. I will say this. He did have a band as of 2023. Who knows what's happened since then. But he was living in Columbus and gigging in Ohio a good bit. And he's got a lot of great songs, but one of my favorite ones is Run With Me. And so I'm going to give you a chance, Eric, to tune in and listen to and think about and critique. Don't critique Calhouners, all right? This is the Will Freed Band with Run With Me.
Come sit down beside me and I'll tell you a story. It's not long, I'm sure a long time, but I've seen a lot of places and I've seen a few of these faces. Some I know, some I'm sure know in time. But don't ever let these moments pass you by. As I walk along the roadside and I think about my alibis that I've told, I'm sure I'll tell in time. Well, I know you're the one for me, so please, baby, don't you disagree, 'cause you know you tear my world apart. But don't you go now and break my little heart. Come run with me. We got places to see. Baby, you and me. Come run once in a while, and when I do, you know that it makes me smile, 'cause you're mine. I've loved you all this time, and I can taste you when I lick my lips, and I love it when you move your hips to me, girl. What I wanna do to you ain't right. Come on, little darling, and stay with me tonight. Come run with me. We got places to see. Baby, you and me. Come run with me. Come run with me. We got places to see. Baby, you and me. Come run with me. Yeah, yeah.
So the Will Freed band, if people knew what we talked about off the air, some people watching and just seeing Eric is all they're seeing, by the way. EB sent a heart to you.
Oh,
so,
nice.
yeah. It's good to see people tuned into us. That was Will Freed's band. And again, I think that was from the late 2010s. But I hope he's still playing, because he's got a really interesting voice. He grew up in music, and he's from Calhoun County. And so we're always looking for that stuff. And speaking of that, here's my chance to send out the message to anybody out there who may be watching. If you know of somebody, if you are somebody, or if you know somebody who is a local musician or a musician with local ties, all that means is, so we played a Gabby Salvucci song earlier in the show. Gabriella Salvucci has spent time in Roane County, but she's from Pittsburgh. Her dad, Thorpe, grew up here.
Yeah.
It's Coach Salvucci's son, and they live in Pittsburgh, or the Pittsburgh area. And so we've had her. I've got 3 or 4 CDs of hers, and so we play her music. You don't have to be from Roane or Calhoun County. You just have to have those local ties, and we just love that stuff. Eric, we're here with Eric Barker, those of you listening on the radio. You have plenty of local ties. We've talked about your journey from youngster to musician, all the way back to Spencer, West Virginia. And now that you've settled yourself, your roots are here, you're back here, you're playing a bunch now. You're now hosting an open mic jam session. You've come full circle in what we would consider a musical career, but you still have things you want to do with music. What is next for you musically when it comes to what you're thinking about doing? Is it just, okay, now you're here, you've got a son, you know, you've got a family, you're here. Are you okay playing a ton of shows that you're doing? Do you want anything else from it, or is it just something that just makes you feel happy playing for people?
Yeah, I mean, I love going out and performing. Of course, I love that. But I really want to dig into writing more music, recording more, and especially more in the style of country.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, really bringing it, you know, back home. You know, of course, that's what we grew up listening to in the 90s, you know, that 90s country, you know, wow.
Good music, good lyrics. Lots of great lyrics to that.
Music, yeah.
You spend a lot of time learning and writing and learning how to write. And so I can't imagine what will come out of the brain that you have.
Yeah, and it's interesting, you know, being, you know, 45 writing songs. It's not going to be about just like Mountain Moonlight. That's about getting together, you know, having some beers, having a good time, reminiscing. I can imagine that the song topics might be a little bit different.
that Mountain Moonlight may resonate with some 18, 19, 21-year-olds.
Yeah.
Caleb over there. Yeah, but I mean, that would resonate with many ages. But you're right, life and life experiences and highs and lows would just naturally teach you what you want to write about. Yeah. And
what I can relate with.
Exactly. Are you writing a bunch? Are you writing some?
I mean, I'm always kind of writing stuff. I don't have anything that I've nailed down recently, but really been focusing on learning covers, filling out that 3-hour set that you have to do as a live musician. It's 3 hours. That's
a lot of time.
That's what they ask for.
If you're going to get paid to do it, you better know a bunch of it.
Yeah. But, I spent a lot of time, like I said, with my friends John and Jono back in Asheville writing songs. We have, 30 or more songs. And it's kind of funny. It's like when I'm thinking about writing, I'm like, oh, well, maybe I could use that song that we wrote and bring it, and put my own little spin on it.
Yeah.
But, I haven't gotten into that phase yet, and I'm looking forward to that.
Too busy coaching baseball.
Yeah, doing baseball.
Too busy winning
Cub
baseball
Scouts.
titles
Yeah.
and Cub Scouts. I can say it now, Monarch sucks.
No!
They didn't suck that day.
No, sir. No, sir.
We're going to play at the end of the show, by the way, folks. We wanted to bring that Mountain Moonlight back. And we're going to play it again at the end of the show. But before we do that, we've got some more songs we want to play by some local artists. And, Eric, I'm excited for you to hear this guy. I don't know if you've heard anything from Kurt Schultes or not. Kurt is one of those guys that played for years. He was playing music when he was 15, 16 years old, and they played and played. Yeah. They were with that Kids On First thing over in Ripley, and he and his sister played a lot together, and now he's playing on his own. But then he had a job. He's an adult and a professional. He has a job and all that stuff. Yeah. I wish we didn't have that. I wish we didn't. I wish it was just like all fun. And then he was one of my first 3 live artists in studio. Well, Kurt's from Rome County, and he was playing just a little bit then. He had a bunch of stuff at the time, but he had kind of backed off of music. Yeah. And since then, not that I'm saying it was me, I'm pretty sure it was him, but he's like dug back into music. Nice. And his creativity is unmatched. It's unbelievable. He produces his own stuff. He knows all the technical computer aspects of it. But he's been working real hard on songwriting again and playing again, and it's really fun to see what Kurt's doing. He's playing a whole bunch recently, and I hope that I get a chance to talk with him again. But Kurt Schultes has got a whole bunch of stuff out, and he's got it on Spotify. Isn't Spotify great?
Yeah, apparently.
I have found I found a lot of stuff, Caleb, but I don't see anything by Caleb Nichols on there.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
I have a job. Remember that crap we were talking about earlier?
Yeah, it's a terrible thing called a job. So I wanted to play one by Kurt Schultes and get your opinions on it after we can do this. So this is Kurt Schultes, and this is called Burn the Boats.
Land, reach the shore with calloused hands, and I'm alright. Arms are sore from where I rode, lost at sea, my bearings go, but I'm alright. Oh, I'm alright tonight. Oh, I'm alright tonight. See things any clearer. Things have never just run away, but I'm alright. Oh, I'm alright tonight. I have never been higher. So then why don't I see things any clearer? Things have never been brighter, but the end's not nearer. Now I'm on the ropes, so I guess I'll burn the boats. So I guess I'll burn the boats. Oh, I guess I'll burn the I'm alive. I've always had it handled. 'Cause I can't quit once I light that candle. Oh, so then why don't I see things any clearer? Things have never been brighter, but the end's not nearer. Now I'm on the ropes, so I guess I'll burn the boats. Things have never been higher, so then why don't I see things any clearer? Things have never been brighter, but the end's not nearer. Now I'm on the ropes, so I guess I'll burn the boats.
Listen, I'm not prepared for Spotify. Apparently, they go right to the next song. I'm sorry, folks. That was Kurt Schultz. I'm not sorry about that. That was
That was
Burn the
great.
Boats. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're here live in the studio with Eric Barker. And, Eric, I get your thoughts about other musicians. It's hard to quantify if you've never heard them before, but Kurt does all his own
I know.
stuff.
I'm so impressed
Yeah.
with him playing all those instruments. It's amazing.
He does his own production, his own mixing, all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's confusing to me.
Yeah.
I don't know what to
It's
do
a
with
lot
my
of
hands.
work. A lot of work.
Seems like a lot of work.
Yeah.
only people watching Eric on there can see. I don't know what to do with my hands.
Yeah.
Still yet a great production that he does by himself. He's learned all that stuff, and he's playing now out and about. I hope to get Kurt back in studio at some point. Boy, I tell you, one thing I like about Kurt is he does a lot of production. He does his own stuff, but seeing him raw, just him and his guitar, I'm kind of an old school, simplistic guy like that. I like to hear people raw.
No doubt.
I want you and your guitar. In fact, I want you and your guitar without even something to plug into,
Yeah.
which really makes it tough. It's what I asked of Eric tonight. He's like, dude, I don't have a voice. Can't do it.
I was ready. Till I wasn't.
It's okay. That's what happens. We're gonna play Mountain Moonlight one more time at the end of the show. We got a couple of minutes here. I want to play a couple more songs by a couple more artists. I would be remiss if I didn't play some Robert Schaefer and Johnny Stats. If you guys are from Roane County and you don't know these guys, then you've missed out on life, honestly. I'm telling you, Robert Schaefer and Johnny Stats. So Robert Schaefer, a flat-picking champion in West Virginia for many, many years. He's from Walton, just down the road from Walton.
he is.
Yeah. And Johnny Stats, if you haven't heard Johnny Stats, probably one of the best mandolin players you could ever think of. Yeah, he's been worldwide. He's played in, I don't know. Where have you been, Caleb, on your boats?
Earth. Country now.
I'm going to name a country. Japan.
Oh, that's the one. That's the one. I haven't. No.
I'm just saying he's been very world traveled. All right, that's all I'm saying. I had to make some time here so I could figure out what number that song was I wanted to play. I'm sorry. Okay. Down by the Riverside is what I wanted to play. I know you haven't heard this one. Have you, Caleb?
No, sir.
Down by the Riverside. This is Johnny Stats and Robert Schaefer. And I got to push play. Watch me just pine for time here as I go fast forward, fast forward, fast forward. Okay. Eric, Caleb, the rest of you, here's Johnny Stats and Robert Schaefer. Never sure when that kind of music ends. It ends abruptly. Eric, that one ended quite abruptly.
Yeah, it did.
It's good stuff, though. All right?
Right.
I do appreciate good music. And again, Johnny Stats and Robert Schaefer. I wonder how many counties in West Virginia can boast about having one of the best flat-picking guitarists and one of the best mandolin players in the world in their own county. I think we have the, what do you call it, the monopoly on that?
Yeah.
I think we have the monopoly on
The
that.
market cornered.
The cornered market.
Sounds like a name for an album.
Folks, we've got time for just a few more minutes here on the Homegrown Show. I do appreciate everybody for tuning in on Facebook and YouTube. I appreciate the messages, obviously, as does Eric. You know, people have tuned in, said they love your music, Eric. Glad you're back, all that stuff. Cool. People are excited to have you here, and I'm excited to have you here as a great member of the community, but I'm more excited as a musical lover to watch you live, and I've seen you a few times now, and every time it puts me at ease, and I don't know if that was intended for you, whatever. Keep doing it. Mm-hmm. I just enjoy the way you play, the way you set up your music, and It's a good time. If you want to go have a good time, sit down, relax, go watch Eric Barker play wherever you may be. Where are you going to be next? I know that you were really, really busy for a while with many things, including coaching and stuff. And then you said you were going to take a couple weeks or so to try to just take a deep breath.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have any shows coming up if people want to go see you between now, I should say, for the summer?
Sure. Actually, I'm playing tomorrow.
Well, all right. If anybody wants to go out tomorrow, immediately.
In the Walmart parking lot, there's a car show.
Oh, my goodness. I forgot about that.
I'll be there.
I apologize.
Car show for the Children's Miracle Network.
Yeah.
That's at the Walmart.
Heck yeah.
I'll be there 10 a.m. to 2, and there's a car show going on also.
We're not worried about the car show. I'm kidding. Come out at 10 a.m. tomorrow at the Walmart parking lot in Spencer. Can your voice survive?
Well, yeah, I don't know. We'll worry about that. We'll worry about that tomorrow.
If I'd have known that before this whole thing started, I would have said, "Shut up, Eric. I'm sorry."
No,
You've had to spend 2 hours of talking.
Yeah.
Lisa,
I feel like
do
my
you know
voice
how
is
to
a
get
little bit
him
better.
like recovered or something like that?
I'm not sure. He probably has his own little.
Tea with
Little hot tea and honey, is that
Yeah,
what?
there you go, hot tea. That'll do.
Yeah.
hot tea and honey.
We go down the road and he's doing his
Vocal exercise.
vocal exercises. Yeah.
Well, Eric, I want to thank you for joining us. I know that you wish you could have played live. We don't care. We're happy that you're here. We're happy that you're in Rome County.
Me too.
We want to continue to watch you and keep playing, keep enjoying yourself in music. It's been a great time just hanging out with you, and we'll have you back. We absolutely will.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. One more time. Here comes Mountain Moonlight by Eric Barker.
.7 FM, WVRC, Spencer.
For peace.
The president says he'll speak to the nation at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. President Trump had set a 2-week deadline for his decision on a possible direct attack on Iran, but that decision coming much sooner. Flight trackers earlier today had shown 6 B-2 stealth bombers departing from a Missouri Air Force base. And earlier today, U.S. State Department facilitating another evacuation flight for Americans out of Israel. This is ABC News.